Stringer's End is a 10-episode web series coming out very soon. It is basically about a group of college students living within a college environment who investigate the mysterious disappearance of an unknown girl and his hazy connection to a new drug that's being manufactured and distributed on campus.
The party unwraps itself after another long evening in the country, and we can.
We're looking at each episode to be about 15 minutes long, and it's going to be a very, intense drama. It's a mystery thriller with a lot of drama in it. We have a great cast of people. We have David Remple, a University of Buffalo student. He's playing the lead character. His name is Rory Barnes. He is the journalism major working for the school newspaper who is the first one to really discover that this girl has gone missing and lead the investigation to find her. The next major character is a girl named Charlie Varnley, played by Buff State's wonderful Molly Bader. And she is also a journalism major who works with Rory to try and find the disappearing girl. Next we have Fish. Fish is a very mysterious former drug dealer who has a past connection with the girl who went missing. He is played by our very talented Corey Grant, another student here at Buffalo State. Next we have a character whose name is Nate, played by another wonderful working actor in Buffalo named Ricky Needham. Nate is a character who is basically a ghoulish drug dealer who has a past connection to the girl who's gone missing, along with a past connection to Fish, who knows the girl as well. Next character we have is Trevor Dugan, who is playing Tuck Wallace, a corrupt member of student government who has a slight connection with the entire thing. He has a past tension-filled relationship with Rory because of Rory's efforts to try and uncover the corruption in student government. Trevor is a local working actor in Buffalo and is a wonderful talent to our cast. Another character is Mara Headingway, played by the wonderful Chell Correa, another student getting ready to graduate from SUNY Buffalo State. Mara Headingway is the editor-in-chief of the student-run newspaper, The Cavalier, that are leading this investigation to find the missing girl. Started this project back in June of 2014. My colleague Jake Plumeri basically created and wrote all 10 episodes, and I have been directing those episodes ever since.
Well, I got involved with this production when Jack, the director, contacted me and said, I saw you in a production and I think you'd be really great for this project we're thinking of. He did not give me very many details, but he said that it would be a commitment that would be worth my time, and they had a really great idea and a good character for me. So that was really vague, but I was like, maybe, alright.
In the summer of 2014, last summer, I was contacted by our director, Jack Petrillo, and he had mentioned, I've worked with him before, and he had mentioned that he had an idea, him and the writer of this whole thing, Jake Plumeri, they had this idea, and this big, different thing that hasn't really been done in our area, really. And he said that they wanted to do a miniseries.
And at first I was like, what? Like an entire miniseries. Then he said he was going to, carry on over to the spring semester. And he was very, very, he went very in depth with everything. He was very, very well planned. Jake, who wrote it, fabulous writing. It's incredible writing. And it just sounded really, really cool. And I know that these were people that had their shit together.
Jack Petrillo came to me on a very cold day, and if I remember, it was about 3 hours. He wasted 3 hours of my time, asking me, almost begging in tears, that I should help him. And I just couldn't say no.
First got involved with Stringers, and the summer before fall semester, where Jack had called me. Now, actually, he messaged me on Facebook to find out if I'm going to be available for the fall semester. And I told him, yes, I will be available, and that's where I started to learn what Stringers End is going to be about, and what's my character, and things of that nature.
I was just kind of on their list of people that they thought. In fact, Jake told me he wrote the character with me in mind. He wrote a number of the characters with people we know, people on campus that he's used before. in mind. So it was an honor to know that this character, I wasn't just casting him. It was from the beginning. He pictured me in that role.
Qualities that Charlie has. I love that she genuinely cares about people. I love that she's really focused on doing what is right. What is it?
I've just had this feeling before.
We're gonna get him. He's in there and he won't see us coming.
Wait!
She cares so much about Rory, about Fish, about Vespa, about everybody. And that is what drives her. And that's something really admirable, I think. She's just genuinely a really good person. So it was really cool to play that.
Tuck does have, out of the more minor characters, that characters who aren't necessarily in every episode, I think he has one of the bigger arcs because he starts off, everybody can't stand him, and it almost seems like he's the main antagonist before you get more into some of the darker characters. It seems like he's the main person in their way. But eventually he redeems himself. Eventually he helps him out more than anybody. He solves kind of a thing that's been on the main character's mind. They finally find what they're looking for.
Parker is this... He's a douche. He's such a douche. He's not the leader. He's definitely not the leader in his group of friends. He's a follower. He kind of goes with the flow, like does kind of whatever everybody else is doing. He'll do some stupid things for people to like him. He doesn't think. Doesn't really think.
Nate is just very out of control when he wants to get to what he wants. He knows no bounds, and he is ruthless.
You're trash! You've always been trash! They're gonna take one look at you. They're gonna lock you up in there with me. Is that what you want?
He wants to be loved. He wants to be admired and respected by Fish, because that's all he wants is to be like him. And really, I shouldn't even say be like him. He wants to be Fish, essentially. And he makes it a goal, makes it a practice to do just that.
Fish. Fish is a very unique character in Strings, and I believe Fish is that person who just bubbles on the inside. I only had 2 brothers. The first died a long time ago. And the second? I think you killed him. Fish is that person that you think he is not aware of what's going on. You think that, oh, he's not listening, or that person that's in the background, but he's really, really silently understanding what's going on. So he's a silent pistol, I would describe Fish.
There's been a lot of crazy stories as we've been shooting this semester. It's actually funny. Last week we were shooting and there's supposed to be a scene where a character fake punches another character, the character being Rory, who would be played by David. David accidentally messed up and he actually punched the other actor right in the nose.
So, there's a bit of an accident. I didn't know if I was bleeding or not. I was. A lot.
There was a lot of blood.
So, some of the people on set untied me, and I was able to, catch some of it. And,
Rolling.
Oh, you're rolling.
Episode 6, scene 13, shot 3, take 2. Action.
Oh, fuck! Ow! Ah!
turned out I had a minor fracture in my nose. Thank God it wasn't anything worse than that. But, David, you hit me hard, kid.
Well, of all the scenes I did, one of the most physical was a scene where the main character, Rory, played by David Remple, he comes in and he grabs him by the collar and he's kind of throwing me against the chalkboard.
Get into all this right now!
Just tell me what you really did that night.
And threatening me like that. And it took a lot of takes to get, because he'd walk in, he'd turn the corner, and he'd just start laughing. So we had to go back and do it again. And then finally, on like the 5th take or something, he came in and he did it dead serious. But then I started laughing because he was finally serious. So that took a lot of takes to get. But to finally see the final take of that, when it really turned out well, it looks really real. I'm pretty proud of the both of us, just how intimidating he looks and how scared I look. So that was probably my favorite shot, my favorite scene that we got. And it may because it took so long to get there that we had to do so many takes that we kept screwing it up over and over. We finally got it, and that was a whole lot of fun.
What'd you do, huh? How'd you get away with it this time?
You know I'm not allowed to discuss what goes on in your...
Shut the fuck up with all the student government bullshit and just give me a straight answer for once.
Take it easy, Barnes.
And then you go on and sell your own frat to save your ass. For what? To uphold the so-called moral sanctions of this place? You and I can end all of this right now. Just tell me what you really did that night.
I love having car rides with Corey. Like, it's always a blast having him around. And, like, he's a very, very powerful actor. And he does not, like, break character even until Jack says cut. So if he, like, floods a line, he's still in character. And it's just so funny, like, he would flub a line and just, like, scream, "Oh, shit!" And still serious.
Whenever you're ready.
Didn't really think knocking was your style. You think because I break into everything? Oh, shit!
Alright, keep it rolling. Start over. Keep it rolling.
You think because I'm involved?
Van, it's still rolling?
Yeah. You think because I'm involved? Are you involved?
I remember last semester, it was one of the first scenes we shot. It was in my room, and Jesse had to open a bottle of ginger ale, and it sprayed everywhere, and he just stayed perfectly stoic the whole time. He just didn't break character, and the rest of us just burst out laughing, and it was really great. Hopefully there's a blooper reel where I can see that again.
When we were doing some takes of this, we messed with a few different punches, a few different angles, and we were trying to see what looked the most realistic, because fight scenes are really, really tough if they're not done right.
So you're down in this area, okay? And then again, you're down here, okay? And then we have to get a live shot of you guys actually fighting. Basically, it's kind of like, you gotta like do something when you're fighting, because you have to have a little bit of filler before you actually pull the knife out.
Like struggle.
Oh, the struggle.
I wanna like...
The struggle's real. Oh.
Yeah. Could you do that?
Yeah, elbow me in the face.
Okay.
Just go like...
Oh! Okay. And when,
that way
when
it's
the other
gonna
happens,
fly.
that's where it flies.
It's not gonna go down there, is it?
What? Did we do?
We didn't factor that in.
That was fun.
You guys could be more over here.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, as we're shooting each shot, we can cheat it a little bit and get you over here.
Yeah.
It's gonna be dark as hell.
Okay.
We're just gonna basically be seeing silhouettes and outlines. And
Yeah,
stuff. Be an actual way to strike
I
him,
think-
and then I go.
Well, I think the character Rory would also just like, you know...
All right, why don't you do that then?
I'll
Okay.
punch you instead.
So you're still on top. You're still on top. You're on the ground. On the ground. Okay. You're still on top. You're still on top. Okay. And wins. Good. Strike him. The knife has to fly over here. And the knife's over here. Okay. Now when that's over there, that's where you try to grab it. You have to get on top of him. Okay. Whereas you're like reaching for it, you're reaching for it, it's over here, it's out of reach, it's out of reach, it's out of reach, it's out of reach, okay? It's out of reach, okay?
Crawl away.
Yeah, I don't know if there were any moments that I would say were that unpleasant.
Oh my god.
You want to be honest? I lost my job. Yeah. I think one of the challenging is just scheduling. Like, I know for a fact that I would have either decide to work on this completely student-run web series or save up some money, work.
Scheduling was crazy for this whole thing, because we had aimed to shoot it in in one semester. Realized that just couldn't happen.
Scheduling was just so painful. I do a lot of stuff on campus, so constantly doing something. So once I'm done with the show in a semester is when I can actually have somewhat of a life back. So this spring semester was a lot easier than the fall.
Balancing actor schedules, crew schedules, scheduling locations, etc., etc. Scheduling was a big thing.
The biggest challenge I faced on working at Stringers End wasn't the whole shooting on like crazy schedule. Wasn't working with like a crazy different mixture of cast. Had to pick them up at different times, driving from across the city twice, sometimes 4 times a day.
There weren't too many challenges, but I know one was time management, because as I've stated, I am a theater major, so it's balancing the productions as well as in the film. And I think for the first shot that we did, my challenge was really make sure I'm clear with identifying and also displaying who Fish is across scene.
The director and one of the technical directors personally said to me that I was a good morale booster, that when I'm not there, it's things can go wrong and the actors can complain about things, or something doesn't happen and people are just really mad that there's delays in that. But they said they wish I could be in every scene.
One of the biggest challenges for me, because I'm theatrically trained, was transferring to film, because this is the first film project I ever did. So it was interesting for me to make things subtle, because in the theater you're trained to make big, bold choices all the time. Not necessarily like big and fake, but like everything needs to be big. So I had to really bring some stuff down, and it was also really challenging to do something out of order, especially spread over 2 semesters. Sometimes I'd have to be like, where am I? What are we doing? What just happened? But it was really interesting. It was very different for me. It was a cool challenge.
Developing the character, I felt at the end I had a much better sense of the character, and I wish I could have taken what I ended up with at the end and applied it to when we first started. But overall, I'm pretty satisfied with it. So
I've always thought of myself as like a comedic actor. Like I've always gotten like the goofier roles.
You feeling, Ricky?
Got it. Okay, we got it. Oh, thank God.
Playing Nate in this thing, it's been a real challenge. It's been a growing experience, a stretch, because I've had to dig into some places that shouldn't be dug into, but it's been exciting and thrilling to do that.
Don't know why I sleep by the river. Don't know why I don't understand it. But when we fuss and we fight, it's the only place I feel I got to land.
It definitely has helped me to grow as an actor, because in past I've only had really theater experiences other than doing auditions for commercials and things of that nature. But to really have the opportunity to have a project where it's just film has really broadened my scope on what is film, what does it mean to work in film, and not just hearing it from a professor, but having that hands-on experience. And I think in this project I've really had that opportunity, and I will definitely love to be involved with more film departments, film projects.
really just a big thanks to everyone, because this was just like such a collaborative effort, and it turned out awesome, and this is why each and every single one of us are doing this.
It was just a challenge. It's very, very different to do film than to do theater. It's there's nothing to hide behind. It's right up in your face, and I think it just made me take things a little more seriously and help me develop a focus that was needed
Grateful for every role I get. I never know when people are going to not use me anymore, when it's going to be the end of this is the last thing I'm going to be in. So I'd like to savor every bit of it, even the boring parts of film, even the hurry up and wait moments of film. I'm just really lucky to be there, and so I never take it for granted. I would try to make every second fun.
String design really did put my abilities, patience, and mental sanity to the test. Actually put everyone who was involved to the test. And I still wanted to do this. If there's going to be a shoot day tomorrow, I would gladly shoot it again.
Now that we've shot a good amount of it, it's just so much. It's so great. It's so much fun.
And that's basically what this project is. It's a web series, and it's looking to be completed by May 10th, and it'll be uploaded online within the week, and anyone can watch it. And we're hoping that we can generate a lot of views on it, and people can, really enjoy this story that is told in this episodic format. So absolutely, Stringer's End, a 10-part web series.